So if you're thinking about getting sober and you don't want the pressure of it, like I've said it 1,000 times, I don't give a fuck, and I'll prove it to you, motherfuckers. You know, those pills you're taking, those ABX pills that I fucking squeeze in my tea at night, those ABX, whether they're 50 milligrams or 100 milligrams, you know me? Give it a try. Don't take it from me. Tell your best friend that smokes weed to make you a platter of brownies. Give him whatever you pay for a fucking Oxycontin or whatever you pay for those pills. Start eating those fucking edibles. It's a complete different feeling. I'll tell you what. You eat one of my fucking ABX edibles, you look at those. Trust me, one time I had an Oxycontin, a fucking 16th, a little tiny. It was smaller than a baby's tooth. It was a tiny little piece, and I felt like shit. And I know when you eat these edibles, listen, and so what if people go to you, yeah, but you're not sober, but I'm not going to fucking die either. I'm not going to die either. That's my mentality. You know, Reefer never got me in fucking jail. One time, I got arrested for Reefer, and I got spanked in the hand. Reefer, in the words of Chris Rock, doesn't make you go to the ATM at 4 in the fucking morning. Reefer doesn't make you... Reefer... I gave you guys a finger by mistake. What the fuck is going on, Joey? Reefer didn't make me rob houses. Reefer doesn't give you those stories. Reefer never made me kidnap somebody. I never kidnapped somebody for a fucking pound of reefer. So in my world, it was the safest place I could be. What's the worst thing that could happen to you when you eat an edible? You might eat a bag of donuts, or you might pass the fuck out. That's the worst thing that could happen to you, right? Because you get really fucking high. I don't drive nowhere. You can't get a DWI. I mean, I know if I want 20 White Castles, I'll go to White Castle, and I'll bring them home. Then I'll get high. Then I'll fucking reheat the White Castles and eat them. I'm not saying I'm eating White Castles. I'm just giving you a fucking example that, you know, reefer don't get you in no trouble. I don't give a fuck what anybody tells you. Oh, it makes you lazy. Really? Come over to my house. See what I do before I smoke a joint and see what I do after I smoke a joint. You'll be fucking amazed. You're like, you do all this shit. I smoke that shit and I'm passed out for fucking 20 fucking years. Get it together. It's called transfer of addiction. This all started with me and the pacifier. It went from the pacifier to sodas. It went from fucking sodas to cocaine. And then when I was on cocaine, the addiction spreads to everything else. I was addicted to food. I was addicted to fucking peanut butter. Again, you transfer that addiction now. When I want a snack and I want a salami sandwich with cheese, I eat one of those fucking protein bars that tastes like 10 dead dicks and they get stuck in your teeth. You ever have those protein bars? It's like you're eating fucking cork. You got to drink water so you don't choke to death because the fucking thing will fucking blows up in your throat. I'd rather eat a protein bar. That's a chance I got to take. That's the same thing with the addictions. It's real easy for me to go upstairs right now, smoke a joint and put a spoon in a fucking jar of peanut butter and eat fucking the whole jar of peanut butter. That's my fucking world, people. Oh, and you get, how about when you get the, you know, you ever get Oreos and put them in fucking peanut butter and shit like that? You know, I've done all that shit. I didn't get to be a fat fuck because I was eating fucking tofu burgers and shit. I got to be a fat fuck because I knew how to throw down. But I also looked at it and acknowledged it and said, I can't keep living like that no more. The other day I went into a fucking Wawa. They got fucking New York Super Fudge Chunk. I almost lost my fucking mind. There's nothing better in this world than Tom and Jerry's New York Super Fudge Chunk. With a big fucking thing of Coca-Cola, you get a Super Fudge Chunk, you put half of it, put it in a big fucking glass, pour Coca-Cola on it, and stir that motherfucker, and then you drink it, and at the end you get all the peanuts and the almonds and the fucking white chocolates in there. I love all that shit. If I do that now, I end up in a diabetic fucking dead zone. And who's getting hit the worst from this COVID thing? The diabetic people are fucking going fast. So if you got diabetes, you can't be eating that fucking sugar. And so I learned from my brother Dean Delray, switch to a fucking protein bar. It's the same thing. Every addiction has an answer at the end. You know what I'm saying? If you're addicted on fucking 12 pizzas, you got to find something else that'll fucking calm that whatever down. You know, Weight Watchers says eat a fucking apple. You know, if you're not hungry enough for an apple, you're not hungry. If you're not hungry enough to eat an apple, you're not really hungry. So, you know, the addiction could always be turned down. Turned down to what's not going to kill you. That's what I did. Listen, the coke was going to kill me. The coke was going to put me in jail. The coke was going to make me miss fucking dates. How many dates do I miss when I get stoned? Not many. How can you forget to get on a fucking plane? You know what I'm saying? When I was too coked up, there were nights I get coked up and I couldn't get on a fucking plane. So I picked the easiest out of all of them. Something with the reefer. So if you get mad at that type of sobriety, go fuck yourself. It works for Uncle Joey. It keeps my powder dry, and it puts a smile on my face. And at the end of the week, in the words of Sheryl Crow, if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck do you think you're dealing with, cocksuckers? It's Wednesday the 9th. I'm in a Christmas fucking spirit.
I'm quoting the greats.
We ain't fucking around today. I feel good. You feel good. You look good. I can see you through the fucking screen, cocksucker. You're sitting there at your desk with your hair all fucked up. Fuck that shit. Go put some mop that do, cocksucker. You might get a check on the computer today. It's your lucky week, motherfuckers. What else I've been thinking about lately? There's something else that was on my mind. You know, I'm unwinding from my fucking LA bullshit. That's why I think I feel as good as I do. And the other night I was writing, and a name just popped up in a journal, you know. Just I was writing about something and about LA and what things I miss about. I think I talked to Theo that night, and a name popped up. You know what name popped up the other day, just off the blue when I was writing in the journal? Because it really fucking bothered me, and it really opened my eyes to what I was living through. And if I tell you this, I can explain a lot more things to you by explaining this to you. 2 words: Jesse Smollett. Have you ever thought about Jesse Smollett and what that poor kid, because that's what I call, I'm not mad at Jesse Smollett at all. Jesse Smollett is a young kid that made the same mistake I made. He tried to set up, he just made a mistake. And most of us make mistakes, you know.